All right, everybody good? All right, for the record, my name is Mark Herman. I'm the constable here at Harris County Precinct 4. I want to tell you a quick story about what happened yesterday on our officer-involved shooting. And we're going to show you a video that was comprised from several of our deputies' body cams. And part of the reason we want to be transparent and show these videos to the public, but more importantly, we want our citizens and our media outlets to basically see what the men and women in blue go through almost every day on our streets as we fight the good fight against crime. And at the end, we'll open it up for questions. As some of you know, yesterday our office received a call at a restaurant around the Hallsworth Interstate 45 area regarding a black male that was in the business, creating a disturbance, trying to have a fight with the manager. Our deputies got the call, responded in minutes. They confront this individual, and he immediately becomes uncooperative and flees on foot. This individual was in a foot chase with about 8 of our officers. This foot chase went on for about 3 to 4 minutes. He went from the Popeyes to the floral place across the road, jumping barbed wire fences. I mean, it went on for quite some time. And we're going to show some of that in the video of the actual foot chase. About halfway through the chase, the guy ended up pulling out a knife. And officers that were chasing him knew he had a knife. You'll actually hear on the radio several of the officers yell out to other officers, he's armed, he's got a knife. But this was a very, very dangerous situation, not only for the deputies, but for the citizens. This guy, when he was running from the officers, he was within inches of many citizens. He, a couple of times, came very close to using the knife on individuals had the deputies not been chasing this individual. Several times during the process of the foot pursuit, he tried to carjack several cars, and we'll show one of the clips of that also. So what I will do is go ahead and I'm going to start the video. We're going to show it on this screen here, and you can video. I'll let everybody get in position first. If y'all need to move around on this side. The suspect was about 20 feet from the deputy when he was giving him commands, when he started dashing toward the deputy. That individual was shot 7 times and still managed to make it to the deputy with a knife. This was a very dangerous situation for our deputies, obviously for this individual. I can tell you he is in intensive care right now at a local hospital. We don't know whether he'll recover or not. He is a career criminal. Y'all can do your research on him yourselves. And he is out walking our streets. And we're having to deal with this individual as he puts everyone at risk. I'll open it up for any questions anyone may have.
You talk about the original call was just a suspicious person call. What was he doing?
Yeah, he was inside of a Popeyes restaurant creating a disturbance, having a verbal altercation with the manager, trying to actually fight the manager at some point. I think it started verbal, then it escalated, and they ended up calling 911 and getting us out there.
Is he from the area?
He is from the area.
Okay, has precinct 4 specifically handled him before?
I know HPD has for sure. I don't know if we have per se, but we know he's from our area. And, you know, so it's just one of these things. But this is a perfect scenario of what the men and women in blue deal with every day out on our streets. And, you know, the body cam footage is very compelling as to how close our deputy came from possibly losing his life. I will say that there's one individual in the video clip that you see in plain clothes with a gun. That is an off-duty HPD officer that was actually in the gym. He was working out when all this happened, and he came to the aid of his brethren constable, and they both started chasing this individual. And we're very grateful to him and the Houston Police Department. And again, Chief Acevedo was out on the scene with us last night. And right now, this individual's been filed on for 2 counts of aggravated assault on a police officer. He has been no bonded right now, and he is in the hospital still. We still have deputies sitting on him until he ends up getting into a room, and at some point we'll turn him over to Sheriff Gonzalez's team once they relieve us, but he has to get a room first, so we could be sitting on him for a couple of days.
Constable, where did he acquire the knife? That it was the altercation over there in the Popeyes, or where did
Yeah, no, we don't know where he got the knife. He didn't get it from the restaurant. He had the knife on him, obviously. And again, in scrutinizing the video, we didn't see a knife till about halfway through the chase. And as a matter of fact, I was looking at some other video clips, and you clearly hear one of our deputies yell out, "He's got a knife! He's got a knife!" We didn't even know he had a knife. And but as you see, the distance this suspect was at when the deputy was giving him commands, he was able to lunge at that deputy. He made it to the deputy. The deputy ended up breaking his wrist, you know, falling back. And but you know, a knife, and you know, in this particular instance, you know, he made it all the way to the deputy.
On a personal level, what's it like for you to watch this tape back, and do you think everything was handled properly?
Well, you know, the investigation is going to continue. I mean, as far as what I see now, I don't see anything that stands out. You know, on a personal note, this, you know, as a leader of a law enforcement agency, this just tells me to keep doing what we're doing and buy the best safety equipment we can get for our troops. I mean, you know, we tried tasing this guy twice during this foot chase, and they wasn't able to get, you know, good contact with him. But we tried less lethal force initially, and then in the end, he gave us no choice but to shoot him. And again, he was hit, I believe, 7 times, and you know, he's still alive. So.
You had mentioned yesterday that he tried to carjack some people in the parking lot as well.
Yes.
Was anybody else hurt? Did he just run up to cars?
Yeah, he ran up to the cars, trying to jab at the car, trying to get in through the window. People locked their doors, and at one part of the clip, you can hear the deputy say he's trying to stab into the vehicle. You know, so this guy was, you know, on a mission, and you know, thank goodness, you know, our deputies were there and the off-duty HPD officer.
The deputy who fired the shot is the one that fell back?
Yes, he fired, I don't know how many shots, and the HPD officer also fired. I don't know how many rounds, but you know, again, I'm just amazed at how much distance this guy covered after being shot and still made it to the deputy to knock him back. And as you see, the deputy lays there for a while. I mean, he's, you know, basically incoherent from the impact.
So he's shot and then runs back. It kind of happened fast. So he runs back after he was shot and hit the deputy. Is that right? Or
no, he made it all the way to the deputy. But the deputy was actually, what it appears, the bullets were hitting this guy, and he was still coming.
Oh,
and he made it all the way to the deputy. Okay. And then once they made contact, the deputy fell back, and then he fell where he was at.
Are you thinking some kind of narcotics involved?
Don't know. Yeah, we don't know. And that'll all be part of the investigation. I mean, I'm sure they're going to do blood work and things of that nature, but this just instills even more to me as a law enforcement leader how dangerous of a job the men and women in blue have out there on our streets. And this could have been really, really bad for a lot of people had they not been out there.
What was the fight with the Popeyes manager about?
I don't know. They just had a verbal altercation. It escalated into this guy wanting to physically assaulter, and we got out there before that happened.
He was asking, he was robbing, or he was, what was
We
the-
don't know what his intention was. We don't know. Yeah, it didn't get to that point. Again, our deputies were there in minutes from getting the call. And we probably averted a tragedy in that restaurant. And again, had the deputies probably not been chasing this guy, there's no telling what he would have done. Don't know.
Is your deputy was wearing the safety vest?
Yep. Yeah, our deputies all wear vests and carry tasers, and we carry guns, and they shoot real bullets. So.
You said you're familiar with this suspect. Can you touch on that a little bit? I mean, has anything like this ever happened with him before?
No, I mean, our deputies, he's from the area. I don't know that we're familiar with him. He's from our area. We've looked at, his address, and we know he lives in our area. Other than that, I don't know anything about him.
Other than, I mean, in addition to the administrative leave, which is standard in anything like this, how long do you think your deputy's gonna be out since he broke his wrist?
Oh, our deputy will be out. I mean, he got released from the hospital last night. He has a cast. He goes to a specialist in 2 or 3 days. He will be scheduled for surgery eventually. He will be out months.
Oh, so he's gonna have to have surgery.
Oh yeah, he'll be out months. Yeah.
Can you describe the knife, like, at all? Because, I mean, I know he was threatening people. You said getting within inches of them. Can you kind of describe it? Was it a large knife? Was it?
Yeah, again, I didn't touch the knife or anything like that. At the scene, I did see it laying on the ground, and it was a good sized knife. I mean, it was a knife that can kill you, and and there were several other times when the officers probably could have shot this guy, and they didn't. I mean, the restraint that these officers used several other times before the ultimate time, he basically put them in a position and started running at him with the knife. They had to shoot him. There was nothing else they could do. But there were other times they had him and was from here to you saying, drop the knife, and he wouldn't do it. And he'd turn around and take off running. So, good restraint by the officers, but unfortunately he put us in a position where the officers didn't have a choice.
Was it his dominant hand, the deputy? Is he right? I mean, just.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Insurance.
Yeah, I don't know. So, all right, any other questions on this? And y'all will blurp out and do what y'all got to do to, to whatever y'all's standards are for your outlets to keep some of that stuff off the air.